Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle. And today we are talking about how the Supreme Court has officially ruled that Trump does have some immunity in the DC election interference case. So basically, even though the Supreme Court didn't say Trump had full immunity, they did say that Trump did have immunity for official acts during office. So for January 6th, for the election interference, those types of things will most likely be swept under the rug because of this ruling right here. And the unofficial acts, which the only one I can think of that Trump can still get charged for, is the hush money case. That is the only one I could see Trump not getting out of, because that is more of an unofficial act than an official act. And also, he wasn't president at the time of the hush money thing. So I don't see that one exactly getting swept under, but I do see the other cases definitely happening. But let me just read to you just to show you what exactly happened. So the first thing, the Supreme Court ruled that former President Trump has some immunity from prosecution in his federal election interference case. The 6-3 decision, which is complex, further delays special counsel Jack Smith's prosecution. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for the majority, rejected Trump's broad immunity claims and said Trump has immunity only for his official acts as president. The high courts did not determine what constitutes as an official act, leaving that to the lower courts. The court's liberal justices issued blistering dissents. In her dissent, Justice Brown Jackson said the ruling breaks new and dangerous grounds. President Joe Biden gave a brief remark from the White House calling it a dangerous precedent. So basically, in my opinion, I think the basis of the official acts will be whatever Trump basically did as president. That is an official act. But anything he didn't do as president, I would call it an unofficial act. But also, there is certain precedents that could be iffy in courts. You could say that January 6th wasn't an official act because he was president at the time, but also he wasn't president. So it was a very weird situation. But at the same time, I do think because of this, it will show that Trump will not get anything towards him in any of the cases other than maybe the hush money case. All the other cases I do think will be dropped or very, very, very pushed back and past the election. So I just think this is a huge win for Trump, and this will really help him out in the election. And I don't think that the ruling today will give anyone a disinterest towards Trump. I think some people probably disagree with what the Supreme Court did, but I don't think people are going to just revolt against Trump because of an immunity case. I just don't see that as a possibility, because if you're already up in the polling, I don't see someone just switching, being like, oh, you should be prosecuted for this. It just doesn't make much sense. And I also want to show right here how it's basically the same thing, but it's just a little bit shorter. It just says the Supreme Court rules that President Trump has absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for all official acts he took in office. The vote is a 6-3 with all liberals dissenting. So basically, yeah, all official acts would be immune. So whatever constitutes as an official act would be the ones that would get dismissed. But in my opinion, like I just said, the official acts, in my opinion, are every single act he did as president, except the hush money, because it was not while he was president. That's the only one I would say that could get Trump in trouble. But the rest of them, the big ones like January 6th and those, I just don't see those going through. I also wanted to show you a Red Eagle tweet just to show you what he said about it. He said SCOTUS gave Trump a huge win, not necessarily by throwing out his other cases, but by ensuring that they will be delayed until after the election, which if Trump becomes president, he can just pardon himself from the remaining cases, which is completely true. So if Trump does become president, the cases that are at the federal level, he can just pardon himself no matter what. And at the same time, it is also good that they didn't throw out the cases, because it does give it more of a constitutional purpose than it being unconstitutional. So them actually throwing out the cases, in my opinion, would probably be more unconstitutional than constitutional, especially by the average American standards. So I think SCOTUS did it the right way. They gave Trump a certain amount of immunity, and they did not throw out the cases. So it makes a lot of sense what they did, and it was a good idea what they did, and it makes sense what they did. I mean, honestly, what they did was the perfect amount of what they should have done. So I think that SCOTUS was perfect with their decision. Obviously, they could have gave Trump full immunity, but giving him partial immunity does help him in the polls and also helps him overall. So I think it was a good choice for SCOTUS to do what they just did. And to show you guys right here, Trump now has over 2 points in the RCP average in the general election. In almost every single poll that is showing on the RCP average right now is literally a Trump win, except Fox News and the 2 ties. Every single other one just shows Trump leading. And the most recent one from Harvard and Harris does show a Trump +4, and it is crazy to think how good Trump is doing right now. Now, just to show you, Harvard and Harris, so if you look at Harvard and Harris right here, they have been more Trump inclined, but it is really interesting to see that there is so many polling coming out that are for Trump, basically, and also the data for Congress. I think there's a couple. Yeah, mostly they were for Biden, but then the most recent one was for Trump, which is very surprising because it is a de-pollster. So that is just a very surprising thing that happened. But yeah, Trump is leading above 2 in the RCP average, which is massive for him. He could just be going up and up and up from here. I don't see him going down whatsoever because of this SCOTUS ruling. I don't think it's really going to affect his numbers whatsoever. It's just a ruling that really just showed if he had immunity from cases. I really don't see a reason for it to go down. And also, it was a partial ruling. It wasn't even like a full immunity. So I just don't really see this negatively affecting Trump in any way. And also to show you guys, here's the betting odds as of right now. This is the RCP average betting odds, and Trump has a 55-28 over Biden as of right now, which is crazy. And look at this. This is just insane how much of a dip Biden got because of that debate. He went from having about 51-35 to literally having 55-28. 55-28 is crazy. That's literally crazy to think that was possible. But also I have one more thing to show you guys. So Pennsylvania, this actually just came out recently, and it is in our pollster. It is in our pollster. I just wanted to say that. But the most recent poll shows Trump up by 4 in Pennsylvania, and the RCP average is showing a Trump +3 in Pennsylvania, which is huge for Trump. All Trump needs to win all Trump needs to do is win Pennsylvania. If he wins Pennsylvania, he wins this election. That is literally all he needs. And if he's up by an average of 3 in Pennsylvania, there is no chance Joe Biden can even come close to winning this election. The last time Joe Biden even led in Pennsylvania was in April. Other than that, he has been dominating. Trump has been dominating him in every aspect. And obviously, it's not the highest Trump has had. Well, actually, no, I think this is. Yes, this is the highest Trump has had in Pennsylvania through the entire year. So this is a huge precedent to show, because if Trump wins Pennsylvania, he wins the presidency. Now, to show the battleground states, I think it'll show it here. Yeah, I just want to show the battleground states. Yeah, I don't know if any of them got updated recently, but Arizona's up big. You got Nevada up big. You got Pennsylvania up big. You got North Carolina up big. You got Georgia up big. The only ones that are really low are just Michigan and Wisconsin. Every single other state is showing a huge, massive Trump victory based on the RCP average. And it shows Trump is just not slowing down whatsoever. And even if he loses Wisconsin, even if he loses Michigan, he can still win this election. He just needs Pennsylvania. And he has a massive lead in Pennsylvania, and it's crazy to see. But yeah, guys, I just want to talk to you guys about how Trump now has some type of immunity with all these cases. So I do think that this is going to help him out in the long run. And at the same time, I do think this will push towards after the election. So these cases don't matter anymore. These cases really don't matter anymore towards the election because of this ruling. So in my opinion, I think that now we just got to start focusing on the vice presidential pick. We got to focusing on getting down on Biden. We got to start pushing down on Biden, just like with Trump. He has to debate him again, do really well in the debates. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and he could win states like he could win states like let me find the picture over here. Yeah, so he can win states like Minnesota. He can win states like Virginia. He could even win New Mexico if he really demolishes Biden on all fronts. But there is a lot Trump can do in this election to really push for a massive red wave victory. And he can win Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, PA, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Arizona, Nevada. He could even get New Hampshire, maybe. He might even get Nebraska second. He might dominate across the board because of how bad Biden is doing. And the Democrats right now are afraid, and you can really tell. Yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I just want to talk about how this ruling is very massive for Trump, and it is a very big decision by SCOTUS that went Trump's way and went the Republicans' way, and it is the perfect storm for Trump to win this election. But if there's anything else that comes out this week or anything, I think I saw a good poll recently, so I might look at that. For New Mexico, I might make a video on that. We'll see. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.